It's your favorite girl, Courtney, with Keep It Connected podcast show. And welcome back to another episode with me on tonight. I'm so excited to be back and up and running this new year. And I hope once again you guys enjoy, sit back, and listen on what is being said on tonight. So I have my good friend Marquence here with me, slash brother, that I've been knowing for years. And I wanted him to come in and sit with me, new face to Keep It Connected, to talk about the topic tonight. Are you a friend or are you a foe? This topic has really been dealing with me the last couple weeks. And as always, I encourage you guys to check your circle. Be sure you know who you're connected to, and be sure they are good connections. And we need to start checking our friend circle as well. So before we go any further, please like, share, and subscribe. Please invite someone over to Keep It Connected. As always, please share this video with someone you may know and just sit back. I hope you are encouraged on tonight, uplifted, and once again will learn something new that you did not know. So I'm going to get Marquence to introduce himself, and then we're going to go ahead and get started.
Hey y'all, my name is Marquence Pearsall. I'm 36 years old, live here in Greenville, North Carolina. I'm a singer and songwriter. This is my first time on Keep It Connected. I'm excited and I'm ready to dig into the conversation.
Yay! So this episode, of course, will be about friend or foe. And this is actually going to be a part 1 and part 2. I thought it would be very important to discuss this situation and topic with a male and a female. I think it's very important that we get a male perspective on friendships, because a lot of times all you hear is females talking about friendships. But it's very, very important to hear both opinions and aspects on what friend or foe means to them. So as I said, this topic had been dealing with me for a while. Unfortunately, I would say back in COVID, I started to see a shift in my friend circle. Kind of didn't want to take notice of the change. A lot of times we see signs and really don't want to admit that they are there. But when they kind of hit you face value, you're like, okay, I need to go ahead and deal with this. And I unfortunately started losing some friendships. Communication started slowing down. And next thing you know, we had not talked in months. And fast forward to now, I just think it's very, very important to know who you are connected to. I read a post the other day on Instagram, and it said, are your friendships a circle or a cage? And that was like, whoa, for me, because you literally can be with a circle and think you're getting uplifted, all the while they just want you in a cage. They want you to be on a certain level and not bypass it. They want you to just stay beneath them or where they are. No uplifting, no movement, no nothing. And you need to be around good people, uplifting, most importantly, that has your back, with you and without you. My motto is have my back when I'm not in the room. So that is like major to me. So I was like, hey, let me get with somebody else, and we kind of bounce off each other what friendships mean to us and what is a foe. So I actually got the definition of what a friend is. Of course, friend meaning is different for everybody. But I kind of just like to throw out different definitions for different topics that we talk about, because within that you can kind of sift and see, okay, this is what I want in a friendship, maybe this is not what I'm looking for. So I saw where it says a friend is usually those who offer support, improve quality of life, self-confidence, honesty, unconditional love, and help you progress mentally. It often takes time and effort to foster deep, healthy friendships. And it does take time. You have to get to know somebody. You have to realize their traits. Is that something you want to kind of be dealing with, good or bad? So that's very important. And a foe literally just meant an enemy or opponent. It was kind of blunt. It's either you, kind of either or. So I was like, wow, that was kind of like interesting on how that meaning came up like that. So what do you have a definition as a friend to you, Marquence?
I think it varies on the person.
Okay.
So, my mom always always made us question the word friend.
Okay.
Because we would see people that were familiar to us that my mom talked to all the time and said, "Mom, that your friend." She's like, "No, that's not. No, that's not." I'm like, but the older I get, I do understand friend. The word friend is on different levels with a different person. So I wouldn't know how to say it. I just know it's just someone that's dependable, someone that knows me, somebody that's reliable, trustworthy, and understanding.
Gotcha. I think over the years, I've kind of realized that I have few friends, but a lot of associates, if that makes sense. A lot of people know me, and I know a lot of people I come in contact with, and we speak or talk, but it's only a very few that I deal with on a daily basis, or whenever we meet up, nothing has changed. It's always the same. So I think that's kind of like what defines for me. And also, too, as I stated, having my back and truly being honest and pure-hearted. I think it's a lot of hurt people out there on today. A lot of people have been burnt with friendships. A lot of people, unfortunately, have been done wrong. And some people cannot bounce back from that. They literally cut the world off, and that's a wrap. Forgiveness is a big key I've learned. It's not so much about that person, it's for you. And I feel like truly nowadays you really just need to know who you connected with. A foe only.
And I would say,
what you got?
I'm learning. 36 now. I'm learning. You have to understand the other person's view of a friendship.
Correct.
And also understand the expectations of the friendship.
There you go.
So I wish I would remember what our topic was tonight prior to here, because it's a young lady I follow on TikTok, and she has a pyramid of friendships. So yeah, maybe I can send this to you so they can help out with your part.
Yeah.
But it helps you understand, and I'm learning it. She got a pyramid of just saying, these people names, they're my friends, but where do they fall in? Because sometimes I feel like we sometimes, and I'm learning too, I hate that one of my friends is here, / the brother's here, because I can't talk like I really, really want to talk to. But what I would say is, I think sometimes we hold our friends in the spot of a relationship.
There you go.
Especially single people.
Yeah.
I think we rely more on our friends to fill the void of a partner.
I agree.
And it's hard to say, I can't do this with certain people here, but that's what I'm saying.
I have an audience tonight, y'all.
Yeah. Audience, clap your hands. But that's what I'm learning now, and it's so sad that it took this long to learn, but we had nobody to teach us. So.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's all in lessons learned. That's how you really kind of learn through life with friendships. Unfortunately, your parents will tell you this and that, but you're not trying to hear that. You're trying to see the best in that person, so you will go the extra mile, and unfortunately you get burnt or something may happen. So I think that is definitely true. And also too, I believe as well that it's all in your background too. I've heard many a times my mom and brother say either you were raised off love or you were raised off survival. And I feel like it's just what's in you is going to come out. I don't care how long it takes. What's in you is going to come out eventually. And that goes to say those signs that you may see in a friendship that has come out and you're like, okay, what do I do? Take that advice, go with your intuition, and do what you need to do for yourself. Don't stay in somewhere that no longer serve you purpose. I don't care how many amount of years it is. I was in a friendship from freshman year in high school up until probably like 25, 26. Both of us came from very different backgrounds, and we became friends. It was almost like on a conditional base, if that makes sense. Meaning I was always a giver, and I unfortunately gave until I got burnt out. And it came a point in time during COVID, I needed this friend. I was sick, unfortunately got COVID, just transitioned to working from home. And I was very, very sick. I mean, hospital, everything. And I just thought to myself, this friend is gonna call and check up on me. This friend is gonna stop by. This friend is gonna do something. And I didn't hear anything from that friend. And I said, well, maybe something's going on. You know, you try to come up with things because life does happen, and sometimes situations does occur. But I'm thinking, this is like one of my best friends, so what could be wrong? And it literally went months after COVID, and next thing I know, I was blocked and deleted off Facebook. One of the hardest things I went through because there was no explanation behind it. And I kept asking my mama, like, Mama, what's going on? Mama said, that chapter is closed. That book is done and you need to move on. And it's hard, Marquez. It's hard with unanswered questions. That's very hard. I don't care what relationship it is.
I share the same thing with a friend doing. I mean, my situation with pneumonia, being in the hospital, it's like you hear from people, but it's certain ones you want to hear from.
There you go.
And that was the same thing with this particular friend. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a FaceTime, I'm gonna get a text message. I didn't. I ended up coming home, and I ended up texting saying, I'm home from the hospital. Come and see me. I'm not contagious anymore. And the response back was, do you need anything? And I said, yes, I need some bath cloths and I need a toothbrush. And to this day, I have not received it. But that person I have, like you said, I have. And you don't do it in a friendship tit for tat, but it's just like some things are just understood, like when I need you most, just be there.
Yeah.
And something as simple as going to Dollar Tree, getting a bath cloth and a toothbrush would have, I really just wanted to see my friend, but never got an opportunity, even after expressing that things still didn't get better. So, yeah, I went on a whole trip with this friend to try to remend things and try to build it. I guess I think I was trying to hold on when it was really clearly time to let go. Yeah. And I mean, I went out of town, and in the middle of the trip, I literally had to go in the bathroom and yell.
Wow.
I had to yell. I called my best friend Deshaun. He was like, get out of there.
Wow.
And we had got an Airbnb together for that whole weekend. And I sent a text and say, look, this friendship is dead.
Oh my God.
This is in the middle of the trip. So the rest of the 2 days that we were there, it was awkward, but I had to stand on, I just asked the Lord, keep reminding me of that hurt that this person is aware of that they're causing me. Because sometimes people do things that they aren't aware of.
Yeah.
And they don't know, so we have to communicate and say, you know you did this to me and this is how I feel.
Correct.
Now, after I tell you how I feel and you continue to do it, then that shows.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And, to bounce off of that, yeah, people are not aware. But, my major thing is, if I've been friends with you 12, 15 years plus, you know me by now. There's no secret.
I used to think that way too, Courtney. But like in a marriage, you learn people daily. Even people that
and people evolve and change as well.
And
so
that's right.
And I think, unfortunately, I was still basing my friendship when we were in high school. Now we're adults.
Oh, let's not get on high school friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a part 2 and 3 and 4.
So you have to evaluate your friendship and also evolve as well to know you're not this age group anymore. You're in this age bracket. So that's why I say communication and face-to-face is very, very important.
Very important.
Because you will always know where each other stand.
That's right.
And when that open gap in time comes, then that's when things happen, and it's like unanswered questions that are left with. So I feel like communication is very, very effective, you guys.
It is most
on both parts. Please try to communicate. I used to be a texter, but I'm a caller now because I want to hear somebody's voice, because text language is different than on the phone to me.
That is true. And you can take things differently through a text.
You definitely can. So in person, trying to meet up, trying to both put effort to do things together, continue to do that.
Do you think we need friends? Audience, I heard a cough.
Uh-oh. You know what? You do need friends.
You think so?
I believe so. I believe you need a selective few.
Okay.
I don't think it takes a whole classroom full to have friends.
Right.
Because you need to have that difference with family and friends, I believe.
But some of my family are my friends. To be honest, I can hang out with my little cousins like it ain't nothing. I think it's our definition of friendship.
Right.
And like how you view like you said about the high school friends thing, like part of my way is my high school friends 1,000 times out of the group of, I would say, 10.
So it was basically like a clique, a group of y'all.
And okay, so again, talking about understanding, some of them went to college, they moved away.
Okay.
I stayed home.
Okay.
A couple of them stayed home, but they got married.
Okay.
They had kids. So things changed. But
yes.
My situation, stuff didn't change because it's like, we're friends, you know. And I had to understand, like, okay, they have a different life now than what we had in high school.
Correct.
And I was still holding on because my high school years were some of the best years of my life.
Definitely.
So I was still holding on and trying to keep those years the same. So again, that's why I was saying I'm learning now in this season. It's okay to associate with them, but like some of them, like we see each other when we see each other. They hit me up, you know, whatever like that. But I'm into now meeting new people.
Yes.
Because I'm in a different season now.
Yes, I totally agree.
I'm in a whole different season. So, so again, then you can't hold. And again, my situation is different from other people because I'm single.
Yeah.
I don't have any kids.
Same
so
here.
I don't have no other responsibilities other than myself. So most of the people that I was like really, really close with, they have responsibilities. And so I just had to understand that. And now it's like, I don't know if the enemy is me. Because I feel like I was trying to make them be my companion. You get what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely
and
agree.
I depended on them to be more than maybe they were willing to be. Or because we never talked about say, hey, we're friends, let's be friends. Now we're gonna talk 5 times a week. We're gonna go out 30 times a month.
Okay.
We're gonna have matches. We never sit down and talk about our true definition of what we want.
You just assume and go with the flow.
But that's our fault.
Yeah.
That we assume.
Yes. Assumption is the worst.
Right.
That's why you need to ask questions, get the full details and answers.
Yes.
So you go in knowing you don't have this expectation up here when it's down there. That way your feelings won't get hurt. That way you won't feel rejected.
Yes.
And then you won't be like back in the shell like, oh Lord, let me just go back over here and deal with, self. I feel like too.
And rejection.
Ooh.
Courtney, I don't think we got enough time tonight.
Yes, we do.
Because
I can honestly say that being in a relationship was different with my friendships. I didn't have much time. And it was hard to keep those main ones because a lot of times I couldn't go and do like my friends.
So when you were in a relationship, were you that friend that the other friends are now to you?
You know what I will say? Now I can honestly say this. Prior to my relationship, I was one of those friends that was not in a relationship. All my other friends were in a relationship besides me. Right. And I honestly understood that they didn't have as much time, that they couldn't go. But I don't think some of mine understood when it was my turn. I felt like it was kind of like, oh, well, she with him now, so she ain't got time for us. It was kind of like I didn't get that same respect that I gave. So I kind of got a didn't care attitude, if I can be honest. Right. And I didn't see some of my friends as much as I did. I can count on probably one hand how many times they visited my home.
Well, I'm learning to be more vocal.
Yes.
And some of my friends, it's not that I don't want them to be with their husband or wife, girlfriend or boyfriend, but I don't like the way they act around them. You get what I'm saying? Like I got one friend, I just cannot be around this friend when they're with their spouse.
Because it's different.
But it's different on different, it's on a totally different, it's like a this is not really you type situation.
Oh, so a put on.
Yeah.
Ah.
But I vocalized that, and I communicated that and said, look, when this person is around, I just cannot be around. I just can't. And I feel so much better than being around and being miserable. You know what I'm saying?
There
So
you go.
that's understanding each other and understanding the different levels of friendship. I mean, this is a this year's type situation. Like, oh, did I say participation? Situation. Yeah. It's a this year situation.
Yeah.
And I'm just learning now, just to sum it all up in our adult life, we have to communicate and talk to one another, and we have to understand different levels of friendship. I feel like we should. I wonder, can I find that? You talk, Courtney.
Well, I feel like, for one, that be careful on pointing the finger, because sometimes you need to point it back at yourself with certain situations. I feel like you have to be honest with yourself and be open-minded before seeing what this person ain't done, because sometimes we can fall at the wayside as well.
Yeah.
So honesty is the key. But I do feel like as well, though, once I finish that relationship, Bird, now I'm single, everybody wants to kind of cling. And why I say that is I made a promise to myself after COVID. I got caught COVID back in July of 2020.
Okay.
My birthday is in September. And I made a vow to myself that I was going to stop existing. I was going to start living.
Right.
And I can honestly say that when 30 hit, it was kind of like, I don't have a don't care attitude.
Courtney, 30 is a...
It was like a light bulb went off. It was like, you don't need nobody to go out to eat with you. You don't need nobody to go do this and that. Whoever come, just come. It was kind of like, this is about you pouring back into you, getting yourself to kind of together. And hey, it's kind of whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have that whatever attitude, but it was like it was a weight that was lifted off of me to really just focus on self, but also as well be vocal and honest.
When you get them 30s, it just get real.
Yeah. And then I really saw after my relationship who really was my friend. Because some people was waiting on that to happen.
Right.
And then some people was like, well, how are you now? Like this and that. I had to go to therapy after my relationship. And it wasn't so much about that. It was just who I was connected to.
Right.
And I really had to go to therapy, get some sessions in, and do a reset button. Because you have to talk to somebody. I know we always go to prayer with God, but you have to talk to somebody and get that stuff off of you. If not, anxiety, stress, depression, all of those common things will sit in and find you.
Yes.
And being that I work from home, I was home all day. So I'm like, I gotta do something ASAP. Because this is not it. I know this is not my destiny. So I kind of had to do a completely 360 and really tune into who Courtney was. And then once I was good, I could be better to others. Yeah.
I'm still a work in progress. So
Definitely.
I'm still, now I'm learning to text less, call less. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. That way I don't set myself up for
The expectation.
The expectation and the rejection.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just, I just want to be around my friends. Like I just want, and then when you call, in your mind gonna tell you everybody's gonna say, "Yep, where you at? Let's come." And it used to be that way.
Yeah.
It used to be. I used to
did.
have a group of friends that we literally could just be like, in the middle of the day, text each other like, "Let's go out eating Friday tonight," and we get up and go. It was no question asked. It won't.
Wow.
I got rent tomorrow. I got I got to change my brakes. Da, da, da. It was like things are different, and now I'm just understanding and respect people where they're at. And if I love them and want them to be in my life, I will have the understanding of the level of friendship we're on.
And also being open to new people. That can
And
be
I am freaking loving this.
That can be very scary, but you have to go in.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I have met some really, I'm going to tell you, this last year, I have met people that I would never talk to.
That's me too. Yeah. Like, Huh?
Yeah.
What? I think as well too. A version of me had to heal,
Yeah.
so my trust could be up. So it wouldn't be automatic red flags. I had to really get to know a person, get to know a person for yourself before going behind someone's opinion.
Don't listen to what Uchi Wally Wally and Uchi Bang Bang had to say.
Literally get to know somebody for yourself because misjudgment is the worst.
And people are different with different people too now.
That's correct.
Now I'm gonna tell you, because what happened to you with Chihuahua could treat me so different, and I could never see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just the sum of this whole thing up. It's just life, and you just got to be willing to learn and roll with the punches of life.
Yes.
And you have to understand that things are not gonna always be the same when it comes to people, because things aren't all the same when it comes to us.
Correct.
I mean, we look at ourselves 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We were not where we at today.
No.
We wouldn't even thought we'd be where we at today. 10 years
Woo.
ago, they used to tell us to do a 5-year plan. See where you can be in 5 years. I couldn't even imagine.
I didn't even have a plan, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going with the flow. But now it's like, and that's why I took a photo shoot for my birthday. And everybody knows I'm a crybaby. But sometimes I have to catch myself looking back at my photos, because I'm like, that girl right there compared to this one, it's a total different person. And it's amazing, because I never would have thought, unfortunately, your life happens to the best of us. Yeah. And some situations you would never thought you would be in. I mean, literally. What? Yeah. So to look back, like you said, up until now, we are really blessed, and we don't need to take that for granted, because it's a lot of people, as I stated earlier, that is hurt, that can't bounce back from situations, that are not even willing to consider meeting new people. And they're unfortunately in a state of mind where this is it. And that's not good, because there are some good people still left out there in this world that is pure-hearted, that has good intentions. Everybody's days aren't good as others, but I do believe there's still some good people out there, and that's the importance of meeting new people.
That's right. And I love it. I literally just recently started this, and it has been. I said, look, all they could do is tell me to leave them alone.
That's all.
And I went to a place and just start talking to random people. I'm just start talking to people.
Wow.
And I got a phone call this morning, like 2:00 this morning.
Wow.
Hey man, look, I was planning my birthday party, and when I met you, you were so cool. I want you to come. I'm like, me come to your birthday party?
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's only 10 of us, and so it just made me feel like what I had to offer, somebody was appreciative of Marquence and accepting of me. You know what I'm saying? And that goes again too. I suffer really bad with rejection.
Gotcha.
It's like it's like poison.
Yeah.
It is. Whoa.
That's why first impression is very, very important as well. I feel like when you meet somebody for the first time, don't be acting crazy and off the wall. Make sure you have some sense, and like you said, you didn't even know what you were encountering by meeting that person, just by what smile you displayed, what greeting you had, what kind of body language you had. You didn't even know that, hey, this person was going to see something you like, I want to be connected to them. And that's why I say it's so important. Leave good, lasting impressions on people, because you just never know how you're going to be blessed. You don't never know who's going to come back and pour something into you that you need. Yeah. You just don't never know. So that's very, very important. And to sum it up with the foe, just identify if that's an enemy, and cut it off and leave it alone. That's the best way I can think of it. Like I said, sometimes we don't want to identify in people, but
and it's literally what you don't accept.
What you
don't accept, and what you don't tolerate is what your foe is concerning your friendships. And you hate to look at it that way, but I mean, that's just like sleeping with the enemy.
Pretty much.
So, in your enemies, your friendships, I gotta talk on a single. I can't talk on your friendships are very important.
Yeah.
In your life, and your friendship speaks a lot for you because have you ever seen people say, "I saw your friend," and what your friend did when you were not in your presence represented you.
There you go.
And that's so crazy that people do that.
Yeah.
They will do that. They will do
Yes.
this. Just like the other night, I went to a restaurant downtown, and I'm in a stage where I'm just talking to random people I want to talk to. And it's like, one of your friends broke into a car. I said, no, they didn't. It's like, yeah, you was talking to him the other night. I didn't know that boy. I did not know him. And I told him, and I went and I said, don't ever associate me with people just because you see me talking to them, because I'm talking to you. That doesn't mean I'm associated with you.
Associate friend. Yeah.
So it's tough. You even got to be careful who you just connect with, because so that's teaching me too, because I'm like, broke into a car, what? I mean, all of them coming up to me telling me like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, none of my friends are gonna break into a car.
Right.
None of my friends are gonna steal. Like, that's not the people I So if there's so you just got to be careful. But yeah. This was good.
Yes.
But I feel like we need another part. We're gonna
go a little deeper and dive into this, because this is definitely an ongoing topic. Like I said, that's why I wanted to do a series with this, because it's different levels to it, as you mentioned, and friendships mean different to everybody, but it's just so important. I can't stress it enough on who your connections with. Make sure you have good connections.
Check your connections.
Make sure that as they pour into you, you pour into them, and just dependable. When you need somebody to call on and be there, you're going to be able to just look and see that your friend is there. So,
and don't expect what you're not willing to be.
Ooh.
So you cannot expect other people to do things that you're not willing to do. Again, but I guess this can be part 3. Part 2 is somebody else, but we got to come back, because I honestly, and I'm gonna say this so you can, I feel like you need to get a group of people.
Yeah.
Because you'll see how diverse people, you know what I'm saying? And then now I'm learning too, looking at a situation, I see the front of my phone with the light on, with my face on it, the time, and what you see?
The back.
The back of it, right? But where our audience
is.
The audience just see me holding up the phone.
Yep.
And there's 2 sides to it. Now it makes it 3 sides to it, because he's saying they just got the phone up. I'm looking at the time, could be looking at text message. You just seeing the back, you ain't seeing that. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
So we have to understand too, we're not always right.
That's a fact.
And even in a friendship, sometimes we won't get friendships because we feel like it's only our way. That's what comes with the communication part, to say, look, when we went to the movies and I said something and, I started hearing you laugh, like, what was that? I just need to know. Yeah. Because sometimes things is not what it's like, what we make it out to be. And I feel like sometimes a lot of us just want to be offended. But that's part 17.
Yes. Constructive criticism is very, very important, because I have to love you enough, you have to love me enough to tell each other the truth when we don't want to hear it. Truth matters in a friendship. Sometimes we don't want to hear stuff, but it's for our good.
And your friends will tell you. A friend is supposed to tell you the truth, and you're supposed to understand it. And the truth is, most of the time, it hurts.
Oh, you.
Somebody, I could tell y'all some stuff, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, yes. Are you a friend? Are you a foe?
Which are you?
Examine your circle. Make sure y'all not caged in. Make sure that y'all are all blossoming. You're growing. You're uplifting. You're building. And just be sure that this is something that you want to be in. It's not just something that you're just doing just because you feel sorry for the other person. And you want a friend. This is something that you want to do. And it's healthy, not toxic. Yeah. And just like I said, continue to examine yourself. Be sure that you're crossing all your T's and I's and all of that, because like I said, the moment you're pointing the finger, sometimes you need to point it back at yourself. So I am just so excited for this series that is coming next week. Like I said, we're going to have another individual to come on, and Marquince said we're going to come back with a part 3.
Yeah, we're going to have a group. We're going to have a group.
And I'm going to have some more people to come along, because the more opinions, the more better. And then we really, really can see different aspects of friendship and get deeper into it, because I feel like it's very needed. And we all can bounce off each other and help, because it may be something that I didn't know or think of that this person may have.
Right.
So be sure to tune in. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
Get someone over to this episode on tonight. And as always, I want you to keep it connected and make sure that those connections that you continue to make and continue to encounter are positive ones. Until next time, me and Marquince is signing out.
Thank
and
you
we
for
will
having me.
see you later on.
See y'all in part 3.
Yes, keep it connected. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.